Welcome back to Nola Reviews. This is your boy Cal. And we have the top 5 robots in cinema that would be tough to defeat. The top 5 robots that if you met one-on-one, or they met each other one-on-one. But we're talking from a perspective of you. So if you met a one-on-one, these robots would be difficult for you to defeat. And I'm basically going in order from 5 to 1 on who would be the toughest to beat. All right? But welcome back to Nola Reviews. I missed you guys. I hope you missed me. And let's get into this robot onslaught. Because, sci-fi is one of my favorite genres. And of course, metal robots, cyborgs, apocalypse robot themes are kind of like my favorite, to be honest with you, in movies and in cinema. Hence why I've been on Westworld lately. I love Westworld. I love shows like that, Terminator and stuff like that. Well, let's talk about the list because I'm getting too deep into it. So, number 5. Let's start off with number 5. This is the top 5 robots that would be tough for you to defeat. Number 5 comes in as Dolores from Westworld. Hence, I've been talking about Westworld a lot lately, and Dolores is definitely in the top 5. Dolores is not just a robot, but she's a host that becomes conscious. She's consciously aware of what she's doing now. And that's always dangerous because we all know in these type of films and shows that the humans always mistreat the robot. And then you already know what's going to happen. So Dolores, the thing that makes Dolores so dangerous is the fact that she is conscious. The fact that she wasn't conscious at first. People was just messing over her, raping her, beating her. And, she was a robot, so she didn't have any rights. She was a host in a park. And she was designed to be, played with, toyed with. She was designed basically to suffer. But her creator, Arnold, made her, as she was the first subject to reach consciousness. And he had this theory that consciousness is something you have to climb up like a mountain, which wasn't, that didn't work out or pan out. And he found out that for Dolores' sake, that conscious was a journey inward, like a maze, which is the genius of the show, I must say. Also, give it a shout out to Westworld, the movie, since the show is, basically modeled after the movie. And, stuff like movies like Jurassic Park is also where the show takes its themes from. But, yeah, Dolores Abernathy from Westworld will be my number 5. She's very dangerous, very violent in Westworld, for good reason. But, she's basically a menace. And, I get into the Westworld series finale. Well, not series finale, but season finale pretty soon. But, and how much I didn't think that it would end the way it ended. But that's a whole other show. So, Dolores made the top 5. She's number 5, alright? If you don't know anything about Dolores, go check it out. Go check out Westworld. Then you know what I'm talking about. Number 4 is going to be Sunny from iRobot. Now, iRobot is this movie that stars Will Smith it's basically about robots serving humans with these 3 laws. And I can't name the 3 laws right offhand, but the 3 laws are basically designed to keep robots in their place. Basically designed for robots to not turn on their human beings. So, just for example, because I don't know the laws one by one, I'm paraphrasing for everybody that don't know. It's like a robot. For one, a robot has to follow every command of a human. And then the second law would be, well, a robot would have to follow every command of a human as long as it doesn't object to the third law. Maybe it was a robot cannot ever harm a human as long as it doesn't object to the third law. Then the number one law was robot cannot harm a human. A robot has to serve a human, cannot harm a human unless it conflicts with the second or third law. It's something like that. I'm pretty sure I'm off, but it's in that category of how the robots are supposed to serve humanity, how the robots are not supposed to harm humanity. And, if there's any confusion, just step back to the second and third law. Like, a robot can do this and can't do that unless it conflicts with the three laws that they have built inside of them. So Sonny, again, was a robot that was given consciousness, basically, by his creator. And you see the theme of the show. You see the theme of today's Nola review. Sonny was powerful, strong, built robot, had his own mind, so he thought for himself, and basically fought the revolution for robots. And he's not as violent, especially towards humans, as Dolores could be or was on Westworld. But when you see Vicky, who's like the Skynet of the iRobot universe, take over, or attempt to take over with her robot revolution, or it's a robot revolution. You see these robots actually same build and make it Sonny, same model, just without the consciousness, I guess. Just punch hole at metal things, push heavy objects, pick up heavy objects, kill people with ease. So yeah, Sonny would have to be at my number 4. I know iRobot is not as a popular movie or cinema watch as Westworld, but we're just going straight base off the characters and who would win. So yes, I would think that Sonny would take down a host like Dolores. So that's why Sonny's at number 4. Number three, I would have to say Ultron from the Marvel Universe. Mainly sticking to the cinema movie. Ultron was made out of vibranium, basically. He has the typical Marvel villain, superhero power kind of thing. He was made by his creator, was Tony Stark, basically. Tony Stark wanted a conscious robot that would protect the world. And of course, in true sci-fi robot consciousness fashion, the robot considered Ultron, who was the robot, considered that, well, the Earth would be much safer if humans wanted on it. Humans are the biggest threat to Earth in Ultron's mind, which was his objective, was to protect the Earth, thanks to Tony Stark. So yeah, Ultron was a badass. He could fly around. He has all the typical villainous powers and agenda and all that kind of stuff. The vibranium is the main reason why I put him at 3, but it wasn't really characterized in the movie too good. I think that he was easily defeated or broken, or beat up in Avengers Age of Ultron. But then again, it is a superhero type movie or show, so yeah, I think that movie could have been a lot better. But as far as the character Ultron, yes, I think that Ultron would defeat Dolores from Westworld as Sonny from iRobot. So Ultron lands at number 3 on this particular list. Number 2. My number 2 for the top 5 robots that would be tough to defeat in battle. One-on-one battle between you and this machine. Number 2 would be the Terminator. Arnold. I think it was Model 850, I think. I don't. Model T 850. The Terminator is definitely a badass. Not only is it controlled by Skynet, so the Terminator doesn't really have its own consciousness, or hasn't really achieved consciousness, but throughout the movie you see examples of the Terminator thinking for itself, making its own decisions as if it did achieve consciousness, but it's really just going off a program that Skynet programmed it with, and John Connor hacked that programming to make the robot protect him. So yeah, I mean, but with that being said, the Terminator is still a beast in battle. You know what I mean? Aside from the futuristic laser guns that he shoots in the future, he has shotguns, he has all kind of weaponry. He can infiltrate humans, so it would be hard for you to tell who the Terminator actually was, unless you had a dog with him, because apparently in the first movie, dogs could tell the fake synthetic flesh that the robots or the metal machines wore, which made them, stink a lot. So yeah, the Terminator was a beast in battle. He was a badass. One of my favorite sci-fi characters ever to be a killer robot going back in the past. Let's not forget Skynet developed time travel. Skynet developed time travel for the Terminator, which is in itself badass. So yes, the Terminator get the second spot. Yes, I firmly believe that the Terminator would kill Ultron in a one-on-one battle. Yes, I think the Terminator will beat Sonny, our robot, or the Lars from Westworld. So number one. This is the top robot cyborg person. I'm just going to say robot because he's 99% robot. Only working with a human brain, but he's a 99% robot. RoboCop. Why do I say RoboCop is number one? Well, RoboCop has titanium armor. RoboCop has weaponry just beyond comprehension that will shoot and kill any motherfucker on this list. RoboCop is a badass. Already beat Terminator already in the one-on-one battles, that battle, and everything else. And you don't have to believe me, but the RoboCop, he takes bombs and damage like it's nothing. Terminator blows up by the same damage and bombs. RoboCop is the number one robot that would be tough for you to defeat in a one-on-one battle. RoboCop, he wins. He's the number one. He's the best to have in a one-on-one robot fight. If you see RoboCop, you're probably already dead if you're trying to fight him, or go to jail because he was a cop. Now, RoboCop doesn't have none of those killer ways or killer instincts like the Loris may or Ultron may have, or the Terminator. But the RoboCop, if he were to have those same characteristics as just kill, he would be a much more efficient killer than anybody else on this list. All right. So top 5 robots to defeat in battle, one-on-one battle, RoboCop will be number one because RoboCop will most likely destroy any other robot on this list, and they'll definitely do away with you. Honorable mentions. Let's do some honorable mentions right quick. I have 2 of them typed up for you guys. Agent Smith from The Matrix. He is my first honorable mention, and you might could argue that he's not a robot per se, but he lives in a program of a robot. And it's made in this virtual world to hunt down and kill human beings. Not only does he make it out of this virtual world inside of a human body, and he's still there.